everyone, and welcome to Season 2 of RocketGruntJosh. That's right, Season 2. Season 1 was 8 months ago, but who's counting? Certainly not me. Anyway, speaking of Season 1, if you want to go back and watch that, just to familiarize yourself with me a little bit, you have all the power to do that. They're still up on the channel, of course, why wouldn't they be? But if you just want to go and skip ahead to what I'm sure is going to be quality content for Season 2, then do nothing. I mean, I assume you're an adult. You can make your own decisions in life. I'm giving you just a couple of seconds to make the decision. Season 1 or 2. It's up to you. If you have selected this option, you have chosen to continue with Season 2, and with that, I humbly thank you. Now let's get things underway. We are going to start Season 2 with possibly the bane of my existence. I don't know why I said possibly, because I'm pretty sure that it is. The absolute bane of my existence. Worst game I've ever played in my entire life. Getting a little bit ahead of myself here. I don't want to Tarantino this and get straight to the end. I'm talking, of course, about Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero. Now, for those of you that are aware, over on the Joybot channel, my second channel that Ethan and I do together, link down in the description, we played through this gem of a game, and it was awful. The entire time, I hated it. Cue the sizzle reel.
Up?
Maybe?
Can you, like, jump
up? Down? No? Well?
Okay, go. Ah! If this is just the first level, I can't wait to see the rest. Should we ever get
How is this fucking fuck this? Fuck this. This is stupid. Because look, he just fucking spams it. He can spam, but I can't spam. That's fucking grade A game design. All you fucking students that are learning game design, you should try to learn yourself after fucking Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero. 10 out of 10, best fucking game design ever. This game is fucking awful, if you haven't gathered that from the rambling that I have been giving you about said game. However, every game deserves its day in court, and that is no different for Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero. Now, full disclosure here. I used cheat codes in this. I'm sorry, I had to. I don't think it's possible to beat this game without cheat codes. I put in the invincibility cheat, and then I put in the 1000 lives cheat. Now, I know I just said that it's probably not possible to do so. I have seen it done online. There's been speed runs of this game all over the place. But if you sped run, I guess you would call it that, if you sped run Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero, it's a lot like getting a gold medal in the Special Olympics. Because chances are, you forged your documents to get into the competition just so that you would win a gold medal. And morally, that's just wrong, my dude. I think the thing that hurts the most about this game, for me personally, is that it stood a pretty good chance of being good. Sub-Zero is a badass, arguably the most recognizable character from the Mortal Kombat series. I mean, of course, there's Scorpion and Liu Kang, but I guarantee you pick anyone on the side of the road, you say Mortal Kombat, they're gonna say the dude that freezes you. That's Sub-Zero. Now, this game could have been good, but it just wasn't. So what made it so bad? Well, let's take a look at it, shall we? You get no real story with this game straight out the gate. Sub-Zero just burst into this temple, and there's Scorpion just standing there. Why? Fuck if I know, it's Mortal Kombat. Story in this game makes absolutely no sense. There's ninjas, there's cyborgs, there's demon dudes. It's, fuck you, it's Mortal Kombat, it's a fighting game. It's solid, 10 out of 10, every time. Sub-Zero makes his way through this temple in the most meticulous way possible. Not because you want to, but because you have to. You're almost forced to. There are instant death traps all over the place in this game. You're just walking along, minding your own business, and then boom, you're just crushed by this thing coming down from the wall. Skip past that one? Oh, don't worry, we're gonna throw a second one at you. What the fuck? Every level has instant death traps and little fuck with you moments that are going to pop up as you progress through the level. One of the best examples of this are these swinging blades that you see right here. You get hit perfectly. Boom! One hit death. You get clipped by it, it knocks you back. Really, the only way to get through them is to either just take your time or just barge through them like I did right here. You really need to keep your head on a swivel through this game because of these instant death traps. Now, I think, in theory, the developers were adding difficulty to this game just to make it difficult so that you would keep playing. But I don't really think that's the case. It's just bad programming. It's bad placement of these death traps. I mean, yeah, games are supposed to challenge you, but when you have to just meticulously make your way through every level because you never know when the next death trap is going to pop up, that's not good. It's bad. It's pretty fucking bad, actually. And this all just makes a perfect storm of clusterfuck whenever you factor in the controls in this game. You move with the D-pad, fight with these, and you hit this button here, the B button, to turn around. Yes, there is a turnaround button in this game. Why? I have no idea. It controls like a 4-button fighter, and in a fighting game, that works wonderfully. There's a reason that Mortal Kombat works as a 4-button fighter with this control scheme. But when you try to add in the platforming that needs to take place in this game, it is damn near impossible and beyond frustrating. You need to hit up on the D-pad to jump, but then if you want to jump over, you gotta hit up and right at the same time. Take, for example, here in the Wind Temple. Second level of the game. Second level overall. There's these little windmill things that you need to jump across in order to progress. First of all, you need to do trial and error to figure out when the exact hitbox activates for you to jump on them. But then you gotta factor in how you need to jump, and it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. Why I continued past this part is beyond me. The Wind Temple is just the perfect amalgamation of everything that is wrong with this game. Not only are there the windmill platforms that I just mentioned, but then there are these crumbling platforms that you really have no warning that they're crumbling. 1 minute you might be fighting a guy on it, and then boom, you fall to your death. How anyone can make it through this game without the 1,000 lives cheat is absolutely beyond me. And then there's this wind tunnel that you need to jump into. It's never explicitly stated how you are supposed to do it. Sometimes you jump and you fall to your death. Sometimes it sends you up. Sometimes you need to go down. Sometimes you need to go up. But almost 75% of the time, you're gonna die. Instantly. Instant deaths. No warnings. And that, at its core, is where the platforming truly, truly sucks. You never know if you're failing at something because you're not doing it right, or if it's because the controls are causing you to fail. There's really no clear way to do it. I will give the controls some little bit of leeway here because when it comes to combat, it works. If they didn't work, well then what's the point? But it's not the controls that make the combat hard. It's the random AI that they throw at you. You could just be walking along, minding your own business, and then boom, all of a sudden, there's an AI in front of you. And then once you get into that AI, you never know if it's going to be easy or hard. It fluctuates every time. Sometimes they just immediately go hard on you and just start destroying you, and sometimes they just stand there and let you take it. And it wouldn't be awful if you could just skip over these fights, but sometimes there are ones that you absolutely have to defeat everyone in an area in order to progress. The best example of this is this floating monk that you see right here. In order to defeat him, you need to hit him with Sub-Zero's Ice Blast. Sounds simple on paper, but then you factor in the fact that you have a very small window in which to hit him, and it's nearly impossible. I mentioned it at the start of the video, but the story is really not super clear to you. You get these little random text screens that pop up, and you need to read them to figure out what's going on. And that's my one regret about playing this on the Nintendo 64, because if you play the PlayStation version, you get these incredible full motion video scenes that I'm not even going to get into. I'm going to trust that after this video, you go find them. They are hilarious. Now, I didn't really pay attention to the story, but it's not a hard story to figure out, quite frankly. Basically, Quan Chi has you go to these temples to collect things. You get to the final temple, collect the big thing. Quan Chi stabs you in the back, leaves. Raiden shows up, sends you to Outworld. You need to take out Quan Chi. That's pretty much it, actually. And while in Outworld, you get captured and you get sent to some random prison, and it just comes out of the blue. You're walking along, and then all of a sudden, you get clotheslined by this big robot, and then these two guys just start beating you. Comes out of nowhere.
Should we keep going? He said to hit him until he gave the signal to stop. Did anyone hear the signal?
So 1 minute, Sub-Zero's in his cell, and someone shows up and is talking to him. There's a cutscene, yada yada, you need to escape. And then all of a sudden, he's out. Just like that. 1 minute he's in it, next he's out. There's really no explanation as to how Sub-Zero got into the prison, or why Sub-Zero is even a game, why it's even around, why I played it, I don't know. This game made me question a lot, guys. So basically, Sub-Zero's out of this prison cell. We don't know how he got out, and you need to continue through these various levels in order to get to Quan Chi, which is the final boss. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention the other boss fights before getting into the final boss fight. Straight out the gate, Scorpion is the first boss, because why wouldn't he be? Of course he would be. Scorpion is Sub-Zero's arch enemy. So let's drive that point home. I'm not being sarcastic, I'm actually dead serious now. I like that Scorpion is the first boss. In theory, everything you need to know about the Scorpion boss fight, check out the Joybot videos. Trust me, it's not good.
This is fantastic. I just want you to know that.
God damn it! The Scorpion fight does a pretty good job of setting the stage for what future boss fights are going to be. Bullshit. Every boss has this little nuance about them that just makes their fight unbearable. Take, for example, the Wind Temple boss, Fujin. As you know, I love the Wind Temple. It's my favorite level of the game. I just praised it a minute ago. Let's overlook that the minute I get into the battle, he just grabs me and throws me off the ledge, killing me instantly. Let's talk about the post-fight. Basically, he blows up, and he will kill you if you don't get out of the way. Now, thankfully, I did some research on this game, and I know how to do it, so I didn't fail a dozen times. You run over to the edge, crouch down, and hold on. It never once explains to you that that's what you need to do. If I hadn't done my research ahead of time, I probably never would have gotten past this. It's that ridiculous. Then there's the Earth Temple boss fight. I take back everything bad I said about this game. This boss fight is incredible. It truly grasps the spirit of Mortal Kombat. Probably the best boss fight I have ever had in any video game, hands down. You can tell that the programmers truly put love and dedication into this boss fight. It just breaks my heart that they didn't put this much love into the other fights. Enjoy these boss fights while you can, because they're really the only ones you're going to get. You don't get a real final boss fight. I mean, you show up, you fight Quan Chi, and then Shinnok shows up. And literally, all his fight is run behind him, grab the amulet, run out, game over. Game over. I'm not joking. That's the final boss fight. No, I'm serious. It's bad. It hurts. It really does hurt. Mortal Kombat is one of the, if not the, greatest fighting franchise out there. Mortal Kombat actually had some pretty solid adventure-based games down the road. They had the adventure story mode in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, and they had Shaolin Monks. Now, whether those games are great by any stretch of the imagination, I really can't tell you. Haven't played them in a very long time. But they are certainly better than this pile of hot garbage. I like to think that while working on those two games, the devs looked back and thought, none of that. Make good game. We make good game now. Why we caveman developers? We go. If you remember back to Season 1 of RocketGruntJosh, which I so lovingly told you that you should check out, you remember this little number right here. This is the Bin of Shame. Now, there is one content to the Bin of Shame right now, and it is Jackass the Game. Check out that video to understand how Jackass got in there. Think you know what's next. Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero is going to meet its final resting place in the Bin of Shame. Kobe. I didn't plan on making that the first attempt. I was going to put in a gag reel of me missing, so good on me. That's going to do it for episode 1 of season 2 of RocketGruntJosh. It was awful. I didn't like it. I'm probably not going to make any more because this game ruined my outlook on everything. I'm joking, of course. No. I know that I took a bit of a break here on this channel, 8 months, like I said, after Grunttober, for those of you that remember that. And I'm back. I'm going to try to keep up with a video a month. Can't promise I'll have one video every month, but I'm fingers crossed. I'm going to try my best to do so. Also, we got some pretty cool stuff coming to the Joybot channel. You can go to totallyjoybot.com. It's going to take you straight to the Joybot channel. Subscribe. And we haven't uploaded there in a while, but I promise you there's some solid stuff in the works. Check that out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. What is a game that almost ruined an entire franchise for you? For me, it's this. It's a Mortal Kombat Mythologies Sub-Zero. It's awful. I always feel dirty doing the YouTuber sales pitch, the like, comment, subscribe, but it has to be done. Either way, I will see everybody next time for hopefully a better game. So I'm not really sure how to end this right now, and I once read that if you're going to end something and you have a hard time doing so, just end it. So